Alright, everybody. We're going to be starting right where we left off. We're going to be in our Union campaign. So I'm sure you guys saw the title. We're just going to go right back from where we were, where we just finished that last battle. And we're going to be heading straight back into the game. We have, I think, if I remember right, our Union guys coming over here in the west. And we just fought a battle over here in the east. So, yeah. Alright. Oh, that's a nice little target there. Nothing too much defending it, so we'll just go capture it. We're not going to be doing a whole lot with our Department of the Ohio right now. They don't have a lot of men. But we'll look into maybe giving them another one. Yeah, Illinois can do a unit. Again, we're not doing a whole lot here. Just getting them something so they're not completely outclassed in every engagement that they might come across. Looks like we might be starting off here pretty soon with the battle, one right after the other. They're retreating pretty far, but I would not. I'm not going to move too hard on that just because we do have Army of the Northwest and Army of the Shenandoah that we also have to contend with. So actually, yeah, let's see what we can do here as well. This may be a shorter episode. We'll see how that goes. Alright, yeah. Gonna kick off the battle right here. Okay, so about 3,000 men, 5 guns. We should have a distinct advantage. Does look like nobody starts off the objective, so that's going to be really, really interesting. I like that. When I'm the attacker. Let's just be honest. It's a little less fun if you're the defender. That you're like, oh, why do I not have starting pieces? You know. So, all right. Well, we're just gonna get our troops moving. Again, they're not in any sort of great, mystical, terribly awesome formation at the moment. We're just trying to get them to move up. But I think this is probably going to be our battle area right in here. So that would be something for us to take into consideration. Alright, we're starting to get into position here for our attack. We'll see. We'll see if we get into the actual fighting. For him today, we're not too far from their lines, so it is distinctly possible. And we have two relatively full cavalry units here, so that'll also help us tremendously. We're sending our cavalry over here on a flanking mission. Okay. And that is a very understrength unit, as it were. 600 instead of 3,000. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Now we're going to set our artillery to preferentially counter battery fire. Our cavalry kind of starting to sweep around a little bit here.
Coffee and hardtack. Quiet in the right. Keep up, man. Don't fall behind.
And again, we covered this a little bit in some of the earlier videos, but trying to keep our artillery having line of effect to the enemy is kind of a challenge at times. So interesting.
Don't stop for the wounded. Keep.
All right, we're gonna start getting our troops kind of really in there now, and bring them to action before the end of the day. We may make it, we may not, but we're gonna try. We're gonna give them the order to go ahead and move up quickly. job in March's cavalry. You know, that really nice crackling musketry. They did a really good job at the aesthetics in this game, or this game in my opinion.
Never mind the pistol. Keep firing.
Now they're kind of new to our cavalry, which is good there. So we are going to move up our infantry a bit, get them to engage their stuff. We're going to pull our cavalry back. Just really don't want them into this game. It's not something we're really designed we still don't have forces ready. We may be able to win this, but be a bit of a question mark. Yeah, we should be able to. Yep, there it is. We're going to speed up time here. Wow, our cavalry pathing there is pretty bad. All right, you'll notice that we did have our cavalry here route. We'll take care of that in here in just a minute. Basically, there wasn't any real reason for them to do so, other than um, they are. It's their first battle. They don't really know what they're doing. They're skittish and scary stuff. Now we're likely to get a notification in the paper here that we want to pay attention to. Oh, we've only got us some tactics. All right, here in the west, we've defeated that, as you just saw in that battle, but we also captured this depot. That's going to be really useful for enhancing our ability to fight. If only we knew where the Missouri Guard went. But we're not going to worry about it too much. We are going to check our units here, make sure none of them are crazy understaffed. Keep an eye on what's going on behind the front lines. Yeah, here we go. Oh, interesting. All right, we're going to kick this off with another battle here. You did see that the Confederates were trying to move around and flank Washington, so that's a threat we have to absolutely have to honor. So we'll be moving our front line major force that was in DC around to try and counterattack. So, all right, we'll see if we can do a defensive battle. Now, for most people, um, it's kind of interesting that they don't seem to make a lot of use of cover. But if we're on the defense here, we're going to use that a lot. Okay, so no, it's going to be a relatively straightforward thing. We might get a few defenses up, but not sure it'll be worth the time to try and do that. Alright. As always, we're going to make use of some of the mechanics that were afforded here. We can get really far forward. Actually, that's really nice. And let's just... Okay. Scout the terrain a little bit. Okay. And we're going to send our cavalry back to capture that first, but for the most part, we're going to be sending our army pretty much straight forward. There's something to be said for not doing that, but we really want to try and get as close to setup as possible. So the further or the faster we get set up, the faster we're going to be in a position to effectively defend ourselves here. So let's get going. And actually, now that I'm thinking about that a little bit more, we're going to adjust our deployment if we can. Boy, those fences and stuff, they're good, but they do not make putting troops over there easy. Right, cavalry converging on Apple Pie Ridge. Gotta love apple pie. If you know, you know on that one. Alright. I might set up a defensive line here on this road. See if we can't use the road as a bit of a defensive position. Give us some cover or something. So
Keep it, Dave, damn you! One!
We'll see. I do kind of expect them to come around here, just based on some of the
Tight shoulder. Shift.
road positions. So I think I'm going to reinforce along them
Right shoulder.
as well. See if we can position these troops. Yeah, a little bit like something like that. Catch them in this little corridor here, or this little pocket rather. Not using defensive buttons there. That's no good.
Keep up, men. Don't fall behind. Keep up, men. Don't fall behind.
Oh, we're going for dust clouds. See, yep, they're going to come around that line. Probably come right in here. Let's see, right there. All right. Let's say I'm tempted to sweep these infantry forward there, but I'm not sure I've got quite enough time to close that.
Keep the pieces moving, men. Make sure. Make sure that. Make sure that. Grab that wheel and push.
All right, and one benefit of this is that we're going to be able to force them to come to us, so they'll be fighting on our terms, which is always a nice thing, right? We don't want to fight on their terms.
Make sure the caissons are. Keep up, men. Don't fall behind.
Yeah. not doing a lot of damage, we should be able to get our troops into formation. Not too much issue. We're going to try and get our artillery in position after this. They move slowly and we did not position it correctly. Sorry, we should be doing that. We're doing alright here, guys. It did catch us a bit out of position, but that's actually not going to be a massive issue here. Now we're kind of really catching up on the traffic we're making here. We do have our time effort today going up, but we're going to finish this battle first. It looks like they're going to try and retreat here, but honestly, we do not want to work on it. And in all honesty, it's pretty similar reason to last time. We've got a long war ahead of us. And the more damage we do early on, the better off we're going to be. They are retreating, and we're going to try and cut them off. We do not want to let enemy troops get away if we can do anything at all about it. Alright, that looks like the battle, folks. We'll take a little time to see what the results are, and then we'll be done for today. Okay, it's a minor victory. We still did inflict a little over 2 to 1, not quite 3 to 1 uh, damage, so it was a good thing. Good thing. Good deal. Alright, well, everybody, that's going to be everything for today. Dragon Hearts signing off.